What's good? Hopefully y'all can see me. If not, it's cool because this is the part that's the most important. So, um, let's get into the beat that I am submitting for the audio effect beat tape volume 2. Shout out to everybody. This experience was great. Serato, Tekla undefeated. So in my mind, and I believe on the submission, I think I pitched the sample down, but I actually pitched it up. So let's actually get into what it sounded like originally, because now I'm like, okay. So let's see, because I'm actually interested to hear it. So it was that's how the original sample was. I did get this actual sound from Serato Studio. Shout out to Serato Studio. So that's what it sounded like originally. I pitched it up. Okay, so yeah, I pitched it up. And it just you can kind of see the difference in it, right? So I'm thinking about Freddie Gibbs. I'm thinking about a lyrical, a really like just boom bap type of vibe, like where you can just lay some dope, do some dope storytelling, right? I'm like thinking about storytelling. And I realized it took me until this point in my career, or just my journey, and realizing that The Alchemist is like somebody I'm very heavily influenced by. I didn't even know it. It was so subconscious. But I pitched this up, and I really just liked how it sounded after that. So if we play that back with the pitch up. And I don't know if y'all can hear that. Like it's got this kind of like background, very like celestial like essence in it, which I like. So the first melody chop that I did, and I used the find samples feature on the sampler. And the sample actually started out at like 111 BPM. It says, took it from A and then brought that joint up to a nice little C. So we get into that, and then we have and then so I found this nice I found this really dope loop from Splice. Right? So then I'm hearing this, and I'm like, so that was what I wound up coming up with, and then it turned it into this. So I let that play out. I add some like cuts. Add some cuts. And then I go back to that same sample, I don't change the pitch or anything, but I do change just like the whole feel of it. So the song starts to like same drum chop because I like the pattern a lot. And then I get into like it just was like, what? So it sounded like a whole different beat. Ooh, so and then that vocal sample, found that from Splice. This was dope because I'm like, it needs something like, and it's so crazy because this is one of my more simpler beats, and a lot of the times less is more. We talk a lot about space, right? And I also get that from people I collab with now, like, okay, I need space on this one. So I make sure that as I continue to create things, especially when we're talking about lyrical vocals over this, it needs that space. It really doesn't need many elements. So I was like, when I'm going through my library on Spice, I'm like, that was perfect. Need it. So I also messed with the filter, and I made it more like muffled. Just so it kind of wasn't as prevalent and just like riding right under the beat. And then so I added a echo to it, and then we get this. And it just starts to like come together like, oh my goodness. It's like you're go from walking in the street to like riding around with the windows down. Yeah, man. So that's pretty much where my thought process was at. Added those things to give it some character, like messing with the pitch and stuff like that, and yeah, it just created something magical. So I really hope, this song it does something for somebody. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this, and just continuing to grow. That's all it's about, continuing to grow.